Today, we're starting from the very beginning. We're talking about something that's going to change how you see everything in this course. We're talking about what AI filmmaking really is and what it is not. Now, I know a lot of you came here because you've seen those AI-generated videos online. Maybe you saw a music video made with AI, or a short film, or even just a cool clip on Instagram or TikTok, and you thought, wow, I want to do that too. And that's amazing. That's exactly why we're here. But before we jump into any tools, before we touch any software, we need to have a very important conversation about what AI filmmaking actually means. Because here's the thing. Most people get this wrong from day one. And when you get it wrong from day one, you end up frustrated. You end up making videos that look like everyone else's. You end up feeling like something's missing, but you can't figure out what. So today, I'm going to break this down for you, step by step, slowly, with examples. By the end of this class, you're going to think about AI filmmaking in a completely different way. You're going to understand what really matters, and you're going to know exactly how to approach this journey the right way. Let's dive in. All right, let's start with the most important thing you need to understand. AI filmmaking is not about shortcuts, it's about control. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me explain. When most people hear AI filmmaking, they think it means the AI does everything for you. They think, oh great, I just type some words, press a button, and boom, I have a movie. They think it's a shortcut, a way to skip all the hard work of making films. But that's not what AI filmmaking is, not at all. Let me give you an example. Imagine you want to make a short film about a young girl who discovers a hidden door in her grandmother's house. In traditional filmmaking, you would need a camera, actors, a location, lights, props. All of that costs money and takes time. Sometimes you have a beautiful idea in your head, but you can't bring it to life because you don't have the budget or the resources. That's where AI comes in. AI gives you control over your vision. It gives you the ability to create that scene of the girl opening the door, even if you don't have a camera crew. It gives you the power to show the mysterious light coming from behind the door, even if you can't afford special effects. But, and this is the big but, the AI doesn't create the story for you. The AI doesn't decide what the girl looks like, or what's behind the door, or why she's curious. You decide that. You are still the filmmaker. You are still the director. AI is just your tool. It's like a brush for a painter, or a piano for a musician. Let me say it differently. Think about a painter. A painter uses a brush to paint, but the brush doesn't paint the picture. The painter paints the picture. The brush just helps. AI is your brush. You are the painter. You decide what the picture looks like. You decide the colors, the mood, the story. AI just helps you bring it to life. So when I say AI filmmaking is about control, I mean you are in control of your creative vision. You're not taking a shortcut. You're not letting AI do your thinking. You're using AI as a powerful tool to execute your ideas. Does that make sense? Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to create a scene of a futuristic city at night with flying cars and neon lights. In traditional filmmaking, you'd need CGI artists, you'd need a big budget, months of work. But with AI, you can direct that scene. You can describe it, adjust it, refine it until it matches what you see in your head. That's control. That's not a shortcut. It's empowerment. So remember, AI filmmaking is not about being lazy. It's not about skipping steps. It's about taking control of your creative vision, even when you don't have a Hollywood budget. Now, let's talk about the biggest mistake beginners make. And honestly, I see this all the time. People make this mistake every single day. The mistake is this: jumping to tools before ideas. Let me explain what I mean. Most beginners, the moment they decide they want to make AI films, they immediately ask, what's the best AI tool? What software should I use? Should I use Runway? Should I use Pika? Should I use Midjourney? They want to download something, start clicking buttons, and see results. But here's the problem. If you jump to tools before you have an idea, you're doing it backwards. It's like trying to build a house by buying hammers and nails before you even know what kind of house you want to build. Or it's like going to a music store and buying a guitar before you even know what song you want to play. Let me give you a clear example. Imagine two people, person A and person B. Both want to make an AI film. Person A says, I want to learn AI filmmaking. So they go online, they find the latest AI video tool, they sign up, and they start playing with it. They type random prompts like a man walking in the rain or a sunset over the ocean. They get some videos, they look cool, but then what? They don't know what to do with them. They don't have a story, they just have random clips. After a few days, they get bored and give up. Person B also says, I want to learn AI filmmaking. But person B does it differently. Person B sits down first and thinks, what story do I want to tell? They think about a character, maybe a lonely robot looking for a friend. They think about the feeling they want to create, maybe sadness, then hope.
They imagine key scenes. Then, after they have this idea, they go find the AI tools that can help them bring those scenes to life. See the difference? Person A started with tools. Person B started with an idea. And person B is going to make something meaningful. Person A is just going to make random stuff. This is the biggest mistake, and it's so easy to make because the tools are exciting. The tools are shiny. They're new. But tools without ideas are useless. Think about it like cooking. If you go into a kitchen and you have all the best pots, pans, knives, and ingredients, but you don't know what dish you want to cook, you're just going to make a mess. But if you first decide, I want to make jollof rice, then you know exactly which ingredients and tools you need. Filmmaking is the same. First, decide what you want to say. What's your story? What's your message? What feeling do you want people to have when they watch your film? Then go find the tools. So before you touch any AI software, ask yourself, what do I want to create? Why do I want to create it? What's the point of my film? And hey, if you're finding this helpful so far, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. It really helps us reach more people who need to learn this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to Sob Studios Academy, because we're going to be dropping these lessons every week. Also, if you have any questions about what we've covered so far, drop them in the comments. We are listening and we will answer you. We're here to help you succeed. All right, let's keep going. Now, let's talk about something really important. There's a big difference between AI video content and AI-generated films, and most people don't understand this difference. Let me break it down for you simply. AI video content is when you use AI to create short videos, clips, or visuals, usually for social media or quick consumption. It's content, it's fast, it's eye-catching, but it doesn't necessarily tell a deep story. It's like a snack. AI-generated films, on the other hand, are when you use AI to create a complete narrative, a story with a beginning, middle, and end, characters that we care about, emotions that we feel. It's like a full meal. Let me give you examples so this is crystal clear. Example of AI video content. You create a 10-second clip of a cat wearing sunglasses walking in slow motion with cool music. It looks awesome. People watch it, they laugh, they scroll to the next thing. That's AI video content. It's fun, it's engaging, but it's not a film. Example of an AI-generated film. You create a 3-minute short film about that same cat, but now the cat is a character. The cat lives in a small apartment and feels lonely. One day, the cat puts on sunglasses and decides to go outside for the first time in years. The cat walks through the city, scared at first, but then the cat starts to feel alive again. By the end, the cat is smiling, dancing in the street, free. We watch this and we feel something. We relate to the cat's journey. That's a film. See the difference? One is just a cool visual moment. The other is a story that makes us feel. Both are valuable, both have their place, but they're not the same thing. Most people making AI videos right now are making AI video content, quick clips, cool visuals, but they're not films. And that's fine if that's what you want to make, but if you want to make films, you need to think differently. Films require structure. They require emotional arcs. They require intention. You need to think about why each shot exists. What is the shot saying? How does this shot move the story forward? Let me give you another example. Imagine you're making a video about a warrior. If you're making AI video content, you might just create a clip of the warrior holding a sword, looking tough, with dramatic music. Cool, done. But if you're making an AI-generated film, you'd think deeper. Why is the warrior holding the sword? Is the warrior about to fight? Did the warrior just win a battle? Is the warrior tired? Is the warrior scared? What emotion do we want the audience to feel? And what happens next? Films think in sequences. Films think in story. Content thinks in moments. So ask yourself, am I making content or am I making films? There's no wrong answer, but you need to know which one you're trying to create because the approach is different. All right, now let's talk about what still matters even when you're using AI, because this is where a lot of people get confused. Some people think, now that we have AI, the old rules don't matter anymore. Story doesn't matter, technique doesn't matter. AI will handle everything. Wrong. So wrong. Even with AI, 3 things will always matter: story, intention, visual thinking.
Let me break down each one with examples. Story. Story is king, always. Whether you're using AI or a Hollywood camera, if you don't have a good story, your film won't connect with people. A story is simple. It's about someone who wants something, faces obstacles, and either gets it or doesn't. That's it. But it's powerful. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 AI films. Film 1, beautiful AI visuals of a forest. Trees, sunlight, birds flying. It looks stunning, but nothing happens. No story, just pretty images. Film 2, AI visuals of the same forest, but now there's a little boy walking through it. He's lost, he's scared, he's calling for his mother. He hears a sound and runs. He finds a cottage. He knocks. The door opens. His mother is there. They hug. We feel relief. Which one will people remember? Film 2, because it has a story. We cared about the boy. We wanted him to find his mother. We felt something. Story matters, even with AI. Intention. Intention means knowing why you're making each choice. Why this shot? Why this color? Why this music? Why this character? Nothing in your film should be random. Everything should have a reason. For example, if you're creating a scene with AI and you choose to make it dark and rainy, ask yourself why. Is it because the character is sad? Is it to create tension? Is it to show that something bad is about to happen? Or if you create a character wearing red, why red? Is red showing anger, passion, danger? Or did you just pick red because it looked cool? That's the difference between intention and randomness. Intention makes your film feel deliberate. It makes every shot count. When you have intention, your audience might not consciously notice, but they'll feel that everything fits together. They'll feel like you knew what you were doing. Visual thinking. Visual thinking means understanding how images communicate emotion and meaning. For example, if you show a wide shot of a person standing alone in a huge empty field, what does that communicate? Loneliness, isolation. The person feels small. But if you show a close-up of that same person's face, sweating, eyes wide, what does that communicate? Fear, stress, intensity. Same person, different shot, different emotion. This is visual thinking. It's knowing that how you show something is just as important as what you show. AI can generate the images for you, but you have to decide which images to use and how to use them. That's visual thinking, and it's a skill you must develop. So remember, story, intention, visual thinking. These three things matter just as much with AI as they did before AI existed. Don't skip them. Now let me tell you something you've probably noticed. Most AI videos look the same. You scroll online, you see AI-generated videos, and after a while they all start to blend together. Same kind of movements, same kind of styles, same kind of feel. Why is that? And more importantly, how do you avoid it? Here's why most AI videos look the same. Because most people use AI the same way. They use the same prompts, they use the default settings, they don't push the tools, they don't experiment, they don't add their own personality. It's like if everyone who bought a guitar only learned to play one song. All the music would sound the same, right? But a guitar can play a million songs. It depends on the person playing it. AI tools are the same. The tool can create a million different styles, but if everyone uses it the same way, everything will look the same. So how do you avoid that? 1. Add your own style. Think about what makes you different. What kind of stories do you want to tell? What colors do you like? What mood do you want to create? Inject that into your prompts and your choices. For example, maybe you love neon colors and cyberpunk vibes. Make that your style. Or maybe you love soft, dreamy pastel visuals. Make that your style. Don't just copy what everyone else is doing. 2. Layer your process. Don't just use one AI tool and call it done. Use multiple tools. Use AI to generate an image, then edit it. Add music, add sound design, add text. Build layers. The more layers you add, the more unique your work becomes. 3. Study real films. Watch movies, watch short films. Pay attention to how directors frame shots, use color, pace their edits. Then try to recreate those techniques with AI. Don't just rely on what the AI gives you by default. Direct it like a real director would. 4. Think beyond the default. When you type a prompt into an AI tool, don't just accept the first result. Refine it. Try different angles, try different lighting, try different moods. Push the tool to give you something unexpected. For example, if you prompt a man walking down a street, everyone will get a similar result. But if you prompt a man walking down a rainy street at sunset, shot from above, cinematic, melancholic mood, shallow depth of field, now you're being specific. Now you're directing. The more specific and intentional you are, the less your work will look like everyone else's. Here's something I need you to really understand. The role of the filmmaker has not changed. Only the tools have changed. What does that mean? It means that even though we now have AI, the filmmaker's job is still the same. The filmmaker's job is to tell a story, create emotion, make intentional choices, guide the audience's experience, have a vision, and execute it. That hasn't changed. Whether you're using a camera from the 1920s or an AI tool from 2025, you're still doing the same job. Let me give you an example. Think about filmmakers from 100 years ago. They used film cameras, big, heavy, manual cameras. No special effects, no AI. They had to be creative with what they had. Now think about filmmakers today who use digital cameras, editing software, CGI, and now AI. The tools are completely different, but the job is the same. Tell a compelling story. Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, Ava DuVernay, they all use modern tools, but what makes them great is not the tools, it's their vision. It's their ability to craft a story that makes you feel something. You are the same. You are a filmmaker. AI is just your tool, just like a camera was a tool for filmmakers before you. Don't think of yourself as an AI creator. Think of yourself as a filmmaker who uses AI. That mindset shift is huge because it puts you in the driver's seat. You're not dependent on the AI. You're using the AI to achieve your vision. All right, quick reminder. If you're enjoying this class and you're learning, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Sab Studios Academy so you don't miss the next lesson. And if you want to see practical examples, real projects, and get free cinematic music for your films, head over to our other channel, Sab Studios NG. That's Africa's AI studio.
We have a whole playlist of free audio and instrumentals you can use for your projects, your weekly challenges, monthly challenges, and even our quarterly film festival submissions. But remember, for our projects on Sab Studios NG, you must use music from our official free playlist. And again, if you have questions, drop them in the comments. We're here, we're listening, we'll answer you. Let's continue. Now let me share something personal with you. Let me tell you how I went from just experimenting with AI to actually directing films with AI. When I first discovered AI tools, I was amazed. I thought, wow, this is incredible. I would type prompts and watch the AI generate images and videos. It felt like magic. I spent hours just playing around, seeing what I could create. But after a while, I realized something. I was just reacting to what the AI gave me. I wasn't directing it. I was letting the AI lead, and I was just following. That's experimenting, and experimenting is good. You need to experiment when you're learning. But at some point, you have to shift from experimenting to directing. Here's how I made that shift. I stopped asking, what can the AI do? And I started asking, what do I want to create? I stopped being impressed by random outputs, and I started being intentional about my vision. For example, I wanted to create a short film about a mother and daughter reconnecting after years apart. I knew the emotion I wanted. I knew the key scenes. I knew the look and feel. Then I used AI as my tool to bring those scenes to life. I directed the AI. I told it what I needed. If the first result wasn't right, I refined my prompt. I tried again. I adjusted. I stayed in control. That's when everything changed. That's when I stopped making random AI videos and started making films. And that's what I want for you. I want you to move from experimenting to directing. I want you to be in control. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Before tools, you must learn how films think. What does that mean? It means you need to understand the language of film. You need to understand how films communicate, how they use shots, angles, pacing, music, color, light to tell stories and create emotions. Because if you don't understand how films think, all the AI tools in the world won't help you. You'll just be making pretty visuals with no soul. But if you understand how films think, you can use any tool, AI or not, to create something powerful. So how do you learn how films think? Watch films. Watch them closely. Pause them. Ask yourself, why did the director choose this shot? Why is the camera moving this way? Why did they cut here? Why is the music building? This is how films think. And once you understand this, AI becomes a powerful extension of your creative mind. All right, we've covered a lot today. Let's recap quickly. We talked about why AI filmmaking is not about shortcuts, but about control. We talked about the biggest mistake beginners make, jumping to tools before ideas. We explored the difference between AI video content and AI-generated films. We discussed what still matters even with AI: story, intention, and visual thinking. We covered why most AI videos look the same and how you can avoid that. We reminded ourselves that the role of the filmmaker hasn't changed, only the tools. And we ended with this: before tools, you must learn how films think. This is your foundation. This is how you should think about AI filmmaking from this point forward. Now, here's your assignment. I want you to actually do this, okay? Don't just watch and move on. Do the work. Assignment. Think of a simple story. It can be just 30 seconds to 1 minute long. Maybe it's about someone finding something they lost, or someone making a difficult choice, or someone feeling a strong emotion. Keep it simple. Write down 3 key scenes from that story. Don't worry about AI tools yet. Just describe the scenes. What do we see? What's happening? What emotion should we feel? For each scene, think about the visual approach: wide shot or close-up, bright or dark, fast or slow. Write this all down. That's it. You're not making the film yet. You're just planning it. You're thinking like a filmmaker. Post your story idea in the comments if you want feedback. We'll read it. We'll encourage you. Before you go, remember to like this video, subscribe to Sab Studios Academy, and if you need practical resources, free cinematic music, or want to see real projects, visit Sab Studios NG. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this seriously. I'll see you in the next class.